Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. We're slowing things down today with a yin yoga class for our hips. So it's going to be a little bit of an emotional release as well, as we have 12 different meridians and 6 of them flow through the hip area. So as well as benefiting us physically, so with our yin poses, we hold them for around a couple of minutes. Well, that's what we're going to be doing in this class. You can hold them for a lot longer in other classes. And it allows us to get past the superficial layers of the muscle and further down into the connective tissue, specifically around the hips and the thighs in this class. So as well as improving your flexibility around the hip area, around the hip joint, relieving any pain or tightness, is also gonna work the energy channels in the body and help release anything that no longer serves you. You're not gonna need any props for this class, but feel free to grab them. Grab a blanket or grab a block if you have it, but you don't need them. Of course, like this video if you enjoy yin classes. Subscribe to stay updated. I post out 3 new videos every week and we'll get started. Okay, my lovelies, we're gonna begin our class in our child's pose. So if you just come to the end of your mat, let your knees open to the edges, your big toes are pointing in towards each other. And you're just gonna walk your hands all the way forward, relaxing down so your forearms are resting and your forehead is resting into the mat as well. So you can completely allow your body to relax and to let go here, making no effort to hold it. And start to bring awareness to your breath. As you inhale, your belly expands. As you exhale, your belly sinks back down. We're going to stay with this deep abdominal breath as we move through our practice, through all of our different postures, to help keep our body nice and relaxed and in its rest and digest mode. Keeping that deep breath flowing. And every exhale that you take, just allow your forehead to sink into the mat. Allow any tension from your face to melt away. Let your arms and your shoulders be nice and heavy. Let your hips sink down towards the heels. When the mind wanders from the breath or from the body, when it wanders away from the present moment, just using our consciousness, our awareness to draw it back. Slowly on your next inhale, we're gently going to come through to all fours. And from this tabletop position, we're stepping our right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're going to come into our lizard pose. So your knee is over your ankle, your hips are drawing forward and down, nice and relaxed. And there's so many different ways we can take this pose. So you can stay up on your hands. You can take your forearms onto blocks, or maybe you take your left forearm to the mat. See how it feels. Maybe your right forearm comes down. And as you hold this pose, feel free to let your right knee drop out to the side. So it'll start to allow you to move round into the outer hip. And you can slightly come onto the side of the foot, but you're keeping your ankles straight. So you're not rolling the ankle. Breathing into any tightness in the hips. You can let your head drop down, just try and relax the body into this lizard pose. Just softening, letting go with every exhale out. And slowly making your way back onto the hands. Let your knee draw all the way back over the ankle if it's been open to the side. And then slowly draw your right leg back behind you and shake it out. And we're gently switching sides. And same thing here, take your time to work down into that full lizard. And you might, as you hold, feel a release, and then as we stay with this pose, you're able to go a little bit deeper. You don't have to come there straight away. You can take your time. Just finding what your body needs, finding what feels good. Your awareness is focused on your breath. So remembering every time it wanders to the worries or the stresses that only ever exist in that past or future, to draw it straight back to the breath, to the body, and to the peace of this present moment. And slowly coming back to the hands, draw your knee over the ankle, shaking that left leg out behind you. From here, you might want to come sideways onto your mat. We're going to take it into a little froggy pose. So if you're on a hardwood floor, I would say roll in the edges of your mat to protect your knees. Otherwise, if you're on carpet, you might be fine, or you can bring a blanket underneath. So you're starting in your all fours position, and then you're just going to walk your knees as far away from each other as they will go, so that your hips stay in line with your knees and your feet stay in line with your knees. And you're slowly going to come down. to the forearms. You can rest your head onto a block, or you can rest your forehead onto your hands. We're going to hold it here. So you can play around with this pose. If you don't feel as stretched, then slowly start to draw your hips back and down until you feel that opening deep into the inner hips, deep into the inner thighs. And sometimes you just need to relax, to start to soften your hips as you exhale. Start to allow your legs to be nice and heavy, and that's what's going to let you feel that deep stretch. Just keep breathing into the belly, relaxing on your exhale. And slowly from here, there's not really a nice way to get out of this pose. Take your time. Gently start to bring those knees all the way back. Roll out that mat. You're going to stay sideways on unless you wish to face forward. I like to come sideways so that my heels are supported on the mat. We're going to open all the way into our straddle pose. This should feel a little more open, especially after doing that frog pose. And from here, we're just going to fold forward. So again, if you have a cushion that you want to lay on, if you have a block you want to support your forehead on, or something you want to bring underneath your sitting bones, a rolled up blanket, a cushion, then you can. And when you fall forward, trying to keep your knees open, your feet turned up towards the ceiling so they're not rolling in with you. So slowly starting to take that hinge from the hips, accepting wherever your body is coming to in this straddle. You can stay on the forearms, you can stay up on the hands, just leaning forward, closing the eyes. Be nice and gentle, be nice and kind with yourself. You might want to support your forehead. Stay with that nice deep abdominal breath, just relaxing and easing with every breath. Bringing the mind back to your body, back to the present moment every time that it wanders. And slowly from here, starting to walk the hands in, just easing yourself all the way out. Really slowly bring your legs back together. Oh, it's so hard to do. And you're gonna come all the way down onto your back. Hugging your knees in. Just take a little gentle rock from side to side. We're going to start to move with the knees. So you're going to draw your knees in towards you. You're going to open them out to the side and you're going to circle them all the way back. Drawing them in, circling them out and around, and drawing them back, keeping that going. Eyes closed, nice and relaxed. And finding a happy baby pose from here. So hands come through the insides of the legs and find the outsides of the feet. Staying nice and relaxed. If this stretches enough, I just want you to hold here. Otherwise, you're going to draw the soles of your feet over your knees. And just relax. Relax your shoulders and your upper back flat to the mat. Let your face relax. And keep that deep abdominal breath flowing in and out of your belly. Slowly bringing the soles of the feet together, lowering your legs all the way down into a reclined butterfly pose. Letting your hands rest on your belly. Finishing this practice with our Supta Baddha Konasana, a really super relaxing, gentle yin pose. All I want you to do is keep relaxing with every exhale that you take. Letting any tension melt from the face. Let it melt from the shoulders, the arms. Soften through the hips and the thighs. Let gravity do all of the work for you. Staying with our intention to be in the present moment for this class, using your breath as the anchor. On your inhale, the belly expands, feel those hands lifting. As you exhale, belly sinks down, feel the hands sinking. Keep your awareness with your breath, drawing your mind back every time that it wanders. Not allowing your mind to take you away from this moment of peace, where there's nowhere else for you to be, there is nothing else for you to do right now. It's time for you to simply be. If you would like to now, you can gently stretch out those legs, or if you're quite comfortable here, closing your practice, still in this reclined butterfly pose, just one more minute, following your breath, or you're straightening out the legs into your Shavasana. Keep drawing your mind back every time that it wanders. Your exhale lets go of whatever no longer serves you. Your inhale draws in that new life, that new energy, that prana. And slowly, one at a time, just start to draw your knees back together. Really gently just start to rock your knees from side to side, and I want you to stay here and just notice how the physical body feels. Knowing you've released tension from the muscles, from the connective tissues, from the hips. But you've also released tension, negative emotions, anything that no longer serves you from your energetic and emotional body. And then maybe draw in those knees. Give that back a little rock from side to side, and just set an intention now before you come to seated to keep this calm yin energy with you. Let it stay with you as you go on, either into your evening, into your morning, wherever you are going from here. Gently take your time to come back to seated. We will just bring the hands to the heart center. Just bow your head down towards your heart in gratitude for this practice. Namaste.